Hi everyone, Sarah here. I'm excited to bring to you a video about astrology. We'll be talking about the planets today. So if you enjoy this type of content, I would love to hear. Leave in the comment section down below your placements and if you enjoyed this video. My name is Sarah and I read tarot and I talk about astrology and manifestation. So let's dive into the video. Starting with the sun. The sun is ruled by Leo, so it's connected to Leo in astrology. The sun represents your ego, your life force, your purpose, what makes you really feel good. Definitely is very important within this lifetime to feel satisfied and happy, to understand what your sun sign needs, because that need is always going to be within you. Let's say a Gemini sun, understand Gemini energy and Mercury energy, because, you know, Mercury rules Gemini. I still didn't even get into that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyways, understanding that, you will understand that for you it's very important to communicate, to learn, to engage socially, to be moving, to have a very dynamic lifestyle. The moon represents your emotions. That's a short way to say it. The moon rules Cancer as well. Understanding the moon in your birth chart will help you understand the emotional reactions you have to certain situations. When we're talking about the moon, there's a sense of self-preservation or emotional security. So the moon energy will show up more when you are in emotional situations or at home with people that you feel more comfortable with. Another interesting thing to talk about when we are mentioning the moon is that it's connected to the caregiver or mother. So understanding your moon sign as well will help you understand your relationship with your mom. And when it comes to romantic relationships, even friendships, whatever relationships are important for you, is really good when we have moon compatibility, because if you both emotionally feel the same or are able to understand each other emotionally, the relationship flows easily. Another important thing to talk about the moon is that it's always changing. It goes around every 2 to 3 days, 2 to 4 days. And, you know, our emotions are always changing because the moon is moving quite fast. So that's the moon. Mercury, let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, rules Gemini and Virgo, so it's definitely connected to both of these signs. And understanding Mercury energy is understanding how you communicate, how important for you is to be dynamic in a day-to-day basis, what is a good routine for you. Mercury as well is connected to short-term trips and how important for you is to communicate. Within which level of depth you want to communicate as well. So how you are into learning, how you are into learning about other cultures or other things, how curious you are. So a good example on Mercury, I think, is a Mercury in Taurus and a Mercury in Gemini function definitely so opposite, because Mercury in Taurus, they will talk to you, they're really calm, they're really practical, but they don't like to change up a lot. A Mercury in Gemini will want to talk about all these different things, and they're super into learning different things. They're not that into routine because they can be quite chaotic. Now, understanding Venus. Venus is the planet of love and abundance and that financial stability. Rules Taurus and Libra. Venus is deeply connected to one-on-one relationships, how capable you are to connect to others. How are you into relationships? How do you love and what kind of people you love? In your birth chart, understanding Venus is understanding what kind of love energy do you like? What kind of love energy is compatible with yours? So Venus in Libra or in Taurus are great placements because they are in domicile. I'll definitely say if you are looking into love, check out your moon sign and your Venus sign with this person to see if it's compatible, because you will love and feel emotionally secure the same way. Now let's talk about Mars. Mars is the planet of self-assertion, rules Aries in astrology, and it's definitely the planet of war. It's how easy for you is to go after things, how driven you are, how much energy you have. I definitely always like to bring up Mars in Cancer because it's such a tough placement. Understanding Mars is understanding that Mars don't give a flying fuck about what anybody wants, about society. They want what they want and they want it now. And if it's not going their way, they will create a war and going by force and just wilding up. So understanding Mars in your birth chart is what you are into, what drives you, what is interesting to you, what you are pulled towards. Understanding Mars in your birth chart as well will help you understand your sexual drive, your stamina. How are you into moving and doing things? And what are you into when you are in the, I think I think it's very, very interesting how each planet could be connected to so many things, and then you just understand so much more about yourself. I have Mars in Pisces, so I love to go into the deep conversations, the fantasy, the depth of things, and it could be quite imaginative and idealistic as well. It's not a great Mars placement, by the way. Now let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is the greatest planet in astrology. It brings a lot of positivity and luck and expansion. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is definitely connected to wisdom, self-improvement, growth, philosophy, religion. Jupiter energy could come as always wanting to expand or being very religious. Definitely I see that a lot with heavy Sagittarius people that have a lot of Sagittarius in their chart, or they are super into traveling and being free and understanding others and themselves and into the adventure of life. Or they are super religious. If they have one belief, they will be and stick with that, and until death tears us apart. So check out where Jupiter is in your birth chart, because it will represent where you grow. I love Jupiter in the second house. Money flows in easily to you. Let's talk about Saturn. Saturn is the planet of responsibility, duty, limitations, restrictions, and is a planet that represents what you need to be working on, like definitely. Saturn brings a heavy weight to whatever area in your chart is placed, and the sign, the house, will tell you a lot about what you need to be working on. There's definitely a sense of a lesson when we are talking about Saturn, a lesson that we need to understand so Saturn doesn't keep beating us in the face. Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. Aquarius as well is ruled by Uranus, but traditionally it's ruled by Saturn as well. So I definitely would look into your chart, where's that Saturn placement at, because will help you to understand so much about what do you need to learn, like definitely. And it's a lesson that will be very important, even more when you hit 30. Saturn return, it's a rough patch, so get ahead. Now let's talk about Uranus. Uranus is the planet of progression, changes, changes as well that are very involved with society, humanity, how to think about others, how to make the world a better place. I think another very important thing to talk about Uranus is it has that level of tower energy, because it's quite electric and unpredictable, very connected to electronics as well and technology. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius as well. I definitely like to bring up that Uranus have that sense of tower energy, because it's quite unpredictable, suddenly can bring changes that you don't expect. It's quite electric. It's very connected as well to technology and advancement in general, like the greatest inventions are very into Uranian and Aquarius energy. Now let's understand about the planet Neptune. Neptune is the planet of dreams. There is a sense of illusion when we talk about Neptune. Neptune as well is the ruler of Pisces. Now let's get into Neptune. Neptune is the planet of dreams. Neptune as well is the ruler of Pisces. Understanding Neptune is like there's a need to sacrifice, and there is illusions, idealistic energy, and this sense of utopia. Highly connected with art, poetry, music. People with heavy Pisces or Neptune energy are usually very good or with art, or they're already artists. I definitely say there's a sense of spiritual obligation or a sense of sacrifice that someone needs to do. Neptune is highly connected to institutions such as prisons, mentally afflicted or emotionally afflicted, substance abuse, places where you would treat some sort of affliction, and definitely connected to religion and church. Not as the same way as Sagittarius, but there's definitely this sense of connection. Now let's get into Pluto. Pluto as well has this sense of transformation, upheaval. The area that Pluto touches on your chart might be areas where you have a lot of disturbance or need a lot of transformation. But in a general sense, when we're talking about Pluto in astrology and Pluto transits, they are talking about the changes that will happen in society, how the people that have the most power can change things, or the compulsion for power in money, in the sense of I have everything for myself, might keep people in situations that are bad. This area of your chart could be somewhere that you had disturbances or upheaval or need transformation. Maybe you have some sort of compulsion in that area. And before I forget, Pluto is the planet that rules Scorpio. Scorpio as well is ruled by Mars, by the way. So if you made it to here, thank you so much for watching, and I would love to hear your placements. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!